Hi, Biffs.
Hey, Beth.
Dear Abby.
Dear Kiki.
Captain.
Red flag.
Cheers to you.
Desperate housewife.
Pinot Grigio.
Doesn't want to marry you.
Power.
Love you like I
Or
love
more
you.
wine.
Don't talk to yourself.
Cheers, Biff.
Cheers.
Ill-advised.
Ill-advised. This is ill-advised.
Hi, Beths.
Hello.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome to Ill-advised.
The podcast where two best friends tell you what to do when someone else already has.
Like your auntie.
Okie dokie.
Right out.
Right now.
How you doing?
We got each other off guard.
Yeah.
How am I doing?
Yeah.
You really want me to answer that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me answer.
No, I want you to not.
I am A-okay. I want to take these headphones off so fucking bad because other than the regular reason that they drive me
Your
insane,
ears.
right? Because usually they just hurt our ears.
Yeah.
I have a cut because I decided I wanted to shave at the speed of light for some reason. Because I'm like, because you were coming here and then I was like thinking that when you got here, we needed to record and there was like 20 minutes until you got here or like a half hour till you got here. And then I was like, but wait, no, she's going to get here with plenty of time for us to kind of unwind and record. And I was like, but I got to go get wine. And then I was but by the time I thought of all that logic, I'd already cut myself.
Good Lord.
So.
Do you use the same razor on your head as you do your...
Grundle.
Ew.
My gooch.
Your balls.
Ball adjacent. And ball. Hell yeah.
I just didn't know.
It's just got to be a shiny when I'm done.
Your balls or your head?
What's the difference? I think on both
well,
ends.
only some people are seeing your head.
Oh. Just take me for what it's worth. Its face value.
Do you think girls look at podcasts and are like, I bet his balls match?
I don't think so.
No, we don't.
No. Oh, right. Can I ask you, do you think?
I don't think we think about balls ever, actually.
Yeah. I don't think many people do, actually, come to think of it. I think the only time I ever think about, like, any type of hair below the waistline, it's probably because I'm
Your
so sorry.
hair below
No,
the
it's a
waistline?
redhead. And I think about that.
Do the drapes match the curtain?
Exactly. Every time.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm a fucking asshole in high school.
That doesn't make you an asshole. Did you say it in that way?
Yeah. To a redhead. I screamed it out loud in the middle of math class.
No way.
Yes.
Oh. That's awful.
There were two redheads.
Well, one of them confirmed.
It was so funny because at the same time, one said no, one said yes.
Yes, yep. That's funny shit.
Anyway.
How you doing, Biff?
Better now, I guess. We just had a discussion about ball sacks.
Yeah.
The only thing I ever want to do with ball sacks is stretch the skin.
To see how far I can go.
Yeah, I just like the feeling of ball sacks. It's almost like those hand distressor things.
You're massaging balls right now.
Exactly.
Oh, the sandbag balloon things? The
That,
stress
but also, like,
relievers?
Yes, the stress
Stress
relievers,
balls?
but like also the one that like spins in your hand.
Oh, I know the Chinese...
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
The
two
stress balls? Yeah.
That must be what
Like
I'm
that
thinking
have
of.
like, they sound like a bell.
But every time I see balls, I just want to play with them.
Can you guys
like
see
in a
this?
non-sexual way.
I just want them to see us playing with balls.
They
Or teaching
feel
people
so...
how to do it.
Well, I guess I got it right. Like this.
Just
Clockwise,
think
counterclockwise?
No, you don't
matter?
actually want to rotate. That's torsion.
The skin.
Oh, the skin? You remember that ribbon dancer thing they sold when we were kids?
So like, I dated a guy and I'd like fall
how-
asleep just like playing with his balls because they just felt so...
Sorry,
like,
Pumps.
Like, I'm not naming names here.
But like, does it feel like a balloon that was inflated and was deflated and still had like that little, it was like that extra give now? It's not as tight as a regular balloon when you get it out of the package.
I guess it is more like those, the sand,
Yeah.
squishy sand things.
Yeah, but not so
but with
squishy.
looser.
A little.
And then you can like hold, like you used to do with my bras. You'd hold the bra strap and
just,
like, yeah, but you do that with the nut skin and you just let the balls just kind of
Yeah,
like,
you could do that.
Yeah.
Depends on whether he's cold or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really fun to play with anyway. So moving on.
So that's how you are.
Yes. I mean,
You're just a flimsy ball
I'm
bag.
just a skin of ball sack right now. I guess that's what I feel like.
Okay. Well, let's, you know what? Let's firm up your ball sack with
Can
some
we have
wine.
Thank you.
Yes. This is the shit that we should get paid for.
Or not.
We should get paid
Or
for.
fired.
Or we will be spokespeople for Amazings. Or is it Adam and Eve? Is that the other adult
Adam
store?
and Eve, yeah.
We will spokesperson the fuck out of them.
We will also test rub if you make toys.
Test rub?
Yes. Do these balls feel like balls? I will let you know. Yes, that feels authentic. No, that's...
This one feels like it was shaved yesterday.
Yeah.
A little bit of growth.
Yeah.
A little sandpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going back to the wine now.
Please.
Okay. This week is a 2018 Cabernet Sauvignon from Mendoza, Argentina, called Las Perdices. Viña Las Perdices. And the back says, Viña Las Perdices is located in Agrelo. Oh, shit. I have no idea, bro.
Do it up.
Agrelo Lujan de Cuyo?
Culo?
No, Cuyo. Replace the L with a Y. Cuyo.
Okay.
1,030 meters above sea level in the foothills of the Andes. Since the 70 years, our family fell in love with these lands and took as challenge the cultivation and the creation of wines of great quality.
Okay, let's hope it tastes better than it sounds.
Yeah. Intense ruby red color, aroma of cherries with subtle notes of pepper and soft touches of wood. There you go, Beth. And
I like softwood.
That's
I only
right.
like soft balls.
And the flavor is soft on the palate, cherry and cassis, Cassis,
Sure.
and it's unctuous and persistent.
This is a deep red
It's very deep red.
instead of purple.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. God damn it.
Some nice legs on here.
No shit. What do you think? After that face?
Meh.
Yeah?
I wouldn't look for it myself, but if somebody had it and poured me a glass, that'd be okay.
Yeah, I think I would buy it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's like that nice level of acidity. It's nice and...
Yeah, you love the wines that make me cringe. Yeah.
No, I think it's great. I'm gonna pace myself on this one. Okay. Should we move on to some minor updates? Yes? No? No? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Minor or major?
Let's tell our biffs. We have some exciting projects coming to you soon, right? We just did a recording with another podcast, which was great. We're going to be featured with them.
Cool.
We don't want to give too much away just yet. And then hopefully they'll be featured with us relatively soon also.
Not hopefully. They will
be. And hopefully it's sooner rather than later. That's what I mean. And we're in talks with other podcasts to see what's going on. If you haven't joined us on our TikTok channel.
I don't TikTok, so...
The TikTok... We got videos.
Join us on our TikToker.
Yeah, join us on our
Talk That Ticks.
If you're not following us there, make sure that you do at illadvisedthepodcast, because I don't know, we're having too much fun going back and reliving podcasts we don't remember. So
it is actually.
It's
fun.
pretty great. Any other updates?
No,
I don't think so either. Why did I feel like we had more?
I don't know.
All right. You want to give advice?
We have a new columnist we found.
Oh, right. This week. Who we got?
Good question.
If only she were prepared for her podcast.
We have Harriette Cole from uexpress.com.
Ooh, hello, Harriet. Is that the Sense and Sensitivity column?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
This is from November 20th, 2021. Boyfriend shares partner's secret with his mother.
Betrayal. Wait, what? Let's actually see what the secret is, because if he's got an ingrown toenail, it's really not that big of a deal.
The one toe hair.
Oh, we'll never forget that
These two
one.
never. Because I just need to know to this day.
We need to know who that... Do you remember what that columnist was? So we can...
It was one of our faves.
Yeah, it must have been Prudy
three.
Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Slate, I think it was Slate.
It must have been Prudy.
Dear Harriette, my boyfriend told his mother one of my biggest secrets. The two of them are very close, but I'm deeply upset with him for repeating something I asked him to never share. I feel deeply betrayed and embarrassed. At first, I felt angry enough to consider a breakup, but I've since calmed down. Would I be overreacting if I never told him another secret again? What would the correct response be? Signed, Betrayed. Well, that's no fun.
Yeah.
We need to know the secret.
Yeah. I wanted the secret. The second you started reading that, I was like, oh, shit.
That's why we picked this question.
Let's make one up.
Okay.
For the sake of this question, let's make up a
What
secret.
would you be embarrassed or betrayed for your boyfriend telling his mother, not your own mother?
What would you be embarrassed and betrayed for me telling my mother? Let's go there, because I share everything with my mom, except the things I don't want her to know, obviously. But
probably some weird sex fetish stuff. I wouldn't want Greta's to know.
Yeah, but you don't have a lot of that either.
I know, but if there was a secret that you ever shared with Greta's that I got upset about or embarrassed about,
it would be something in that
it would
realm.
be, yeah.
So
like she sticks her finger in my butt and sniffs it. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing where I'm like, now I have to go look at your mom and all she's going to do is picture me sniffing my fingers.
You couldn't have said like water sports or something or dominatrix or like...
No, that's not embarrassing.
You had to go with like that fucking video from the 2000s and like stick a finger in the ass and smell it. Do you remember that fucking video?
No.
It was like viral when we were kids.
No.
It was like Adam Films or something, and it was this redhead animation, and he just kept sniffing his finger.
Ew.
And like every time. You don't remember that?
I don't.
Oh my God. We're going to have to find it later. Okay. Sorry.
No, but that's the only thing that would embarrass me.
Okay. And I told my mother that you were into poke and sniff. That's the official name for it now.
Yeah.
Would you be overreacting if you never shared the secret with me again? I think that's extreme.
Yeah, but broken trust is broken trust.
Yeah, no, I think it's extreme. Overreacting, I don't think that's for you to gauge, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the person's going to feel and react with what they feel is appropriate. And I don't think you're overreacting, but I don't necessarily agree that that's the right answer. But that's me assuming that this is your first breach, right? Your first or only breach or whatever it is. Like it's not something that you encounter regularly with this person. If this person was constantly...
Yeah, but does that matter if it's something that's like, I'm wildly embarrassed and feel actually betrayed? Does it matter if that was the first or third time?
No, I don't think it does. I think I was just talking on my behalf, like how I would kind of handle something like that. But yeah, I've never been in a position where my deepest, darkest fear was revealed to my potential in-law.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So would you be overreacting? And I guess I would say no. You feel hurt and betrayed. I don't think that you'd be out of line saying, like, I'm not telling you anything ever again. But do you want that kind of relationship is the question from me. Do you want that relationship where you can't share anything with your partner? Because is that a relationship at that point? Or is that just roommates?
No, I agree. But also, she's not the one that broke their trust.
Right. No, but I'm just asking her, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is me just asking questions. If it's somebody that you can't share...
So are you saying you'd potentially consider breaking up with somebody if they broke your trust like this?
No.
Oh, so
no. I'm flipping it around. I don't... Like I said, I've never been in a situation where my darkest secret was revealed to my potential in-laws. But, like... Would you be overreacting if you didn't want to share a secret with them? No, if it's your deepest, darkest secret and you're that embarrassed and mortified by it and, you know, and that's on you. Like, not on you that the secret was told, but on you, the way that you feel about it. You know, no, I've never been in that type of situation. I guess what I'm really asking is, like, you know, saying that you're right to feel the way that you feel, and if you feel like you can't trust this person to tell them, you know, your
big
partner,
secrets.
you know, your big secrets, is that the type of relationship that you want to be in? So yeah, maybe I would consider that. Maybe I would weigh what I really want out of a relationship. Can I trust you? You know, if this secret's big enough to
Do you feel like this is going to happen again? Or do you think this was a one-time thing?
That kind of stuff matters, you know? And that's why I was kind of saying, like, if this is the first time they've betrayed your trust and it's something you can kind of get past, then it might be extreme, but you need to impress on them, like, you know, I really told you in confidence, whatever. And you can be mad for as long as you want, you know, but it's also not me saying, like, if this is the first time, you should be fine. No, we don't know what the secret is or the level of betrayal that this person feels based on that.
So what do we feel if our partner told their mother one of our big secrets, but we never found out that they told their mother? Is it a big deal for him to be talking to his mom, or no? Is it just a big deal because now we know that mom knows, so now it changes the whole game?
Well, I want to know what the fuck's going on that he didn't learn his mom's secret for shutting the fuck up, right? Because she's not telling anybody if we never found out, right? Does it matter?
Like, is he in the wrong for talking to mommy, or is he in the wrong for letting his girl know that he was talking to mommy?
He's in the wrong for talking to mommy.
I want my child to come to me for everything.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, Mom, this boy likes to put his finger in my butt and smell it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I want my child to be comfortable enough to trust me.
Yeah.
To come to me with these things. And if it's something that, Mom, you'll never believe what this motherfucker likes to do in bed. Mm-hmm. Or if it's like, Mom, I don't know how to handle this. I don't want him anywhere near my sphincter. And I get so grossed out when he starts sniffing his finger. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that brings in the question as to, you know, did he approach his mom with like a, I can't believe, like a negative reaction?
Right. Or like, what the fuck do I do?
Or was he just gossiping?
Right. So it gets a little
muddy, no pun intended.
Yep.
You know?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, are we mad at him for telling mommy, or are we like, bro, why the fuck did you tell your girlfriend that you told your mom?
I think I'd be mad at him for telling mommy, first of all, because I'm trusting you. It's up to you how you hold that trust. You know what I mean? And it's up to me to be able to assess that level of trust I have in you. I need to be confident. For me to tell you, I'm confident that you're not going to tell anybody. So yes, you told mom, and yes, you betrayed me. So I'm going to be upset about it.
Right.
If you told mom and I never found out, well, then I never found out, and you just better hope I never do.
Right.
But there's nothing you can do there. You know, it's all circumstantial to me. You know, if you don't know what happens, you know, I'm not throwing in the adage, what you don't know won't hurt you. What I really mean is we're all kind of asking what if on every aspects of our relationships, and, you know, in every way.
Right.
So I would treat it in that respect, where it was just like, what if doesn't matter? It's not relevant here. This is what it is versus this is what it appears to be.
Yeah, let's see, because I agree with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm mad at him for talking to mommy.
Yeah,
I just don't think I am. I think, like, how the fuck did your girl find out that you told your mom?
She said something. She must have said something.
I feel like
it's also like that way too,
know,
like finding out, like, oh, I mentioned to my mom and he said it innocently, like he wasn't feeling like he was betraying the trust either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the other. Like, I didn't know, like, my bad.
Sorry, I really didn't think this was a big deal.
Right. Let's see.
Shit.
We just need the freaking secret.
I know.
What is it?
I know. Did you kill someone?
Good Lord.
Because then I'd be telling my mom too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we just ain't telling mama where the body is.
Ride or die, bitch.
Dear Betrayed, the problem with secrets is that too often that confidence is betrayed. There always seems to be someone to confide in, even when you have promised to keep something to yourself. Witness your boyfriend and his mother. Talk to your boyfriend and make it clear to him how upset you have been about his betrayal. Be sure he understands that this violation of trust makes you question whether it is safe to talk to him about your innermost feelings and your most tender stories. Admit that you're doubting whether you can confide in him anymore. Ask him why he chose to share the secret with his mother after you explicitly asked him not to?
Oh, sure.
That part too.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you will have to weigh each situation to decide what you share with your boyfriend. Whenever you reveal something private to anyone, there is a chance that it will be shared with others. Sometimes it is more important to say it anyway. You will have to decide when the revelation is more important than the secrecy. Oh. I like that answer.
Yeah, that's pretty comprehensive.
But you will have to decide when the revelation is more important than the secrecy.
Yeah.
Like, which is worse? My secret or people finding out my secret?
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective.
Right.
I never would have actually come
because
to that
if
myself.
people finding out my secret is worse than my secret,
Is that
then
two
my
secrets?
secret's not a big deal. Until people find out, then it's a big deal. I like the answer, BF.
I like the answer, but this was, I don't know. I like the answer. I like the question, but I needed more.
I need to know the fucking...
I need gossip so that I can know what the bullshit, although it must be that big of a secret that she can't even reveal it anonymously.
All right. True that. Good catch, BF.
Dump his ass. But ask him first. Why did you tell your mom?
Yeah, but if we knew the secret, we might not have to ask, why did you tell your mom?
Right.
Because we're going to ask, of course he told his mom. Why did you think he wasn't going to tell his mom?
Right. You're an idiot. Pack up and leave town.
Right. This isn't on him, it's on you.
It's on you, sweetie.
You don't tell everybody that.
No.
We all got Dungeons and our Dragons.
We're only true
Dragons
ride or
in our
die.
dungeons.
Dungeons in our dragons. Dragons in our dun.
I said we all have Dungeons in our Dragons.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we all have dragons in our dungeons.
We all have bears in our caves.
And caves in our bears.
We're never gonna get this right.
Mm-mm. Next.
Yes, please.
This is from April 8th, 2022. And this one is called Mentor. Is it Mentor or Mentor?
I go back and forth all the time because you know what?
Mentor.
English.
Mentor.
Mentor.
Righto.
Okay.
Mentor isn't offering good advice. Dare. Is it dare or dear?
Durr. Dare.
Righto.
Righto. Okay.
Harriette. I'm afraid that most of the advice that my mentor offers me is not helpful. She is incredibly successful in the field that I aspire to work in, but she is from a different time. A lot of the steps that she took to get to where she is today wouldn't work for me. I'll go to her for advice about new opportunities I've been offered, but she will usually discourage me from taking them on. I still regret not taking my chances on some of those opportunities. Do you think that it is time that I find a new mentor, or should I continue to trust her advice? Signed, Mentee.
What is it with people leaving details out
No shit.
so far in this advice column?
What details do you feel like you missed?
I want to know what you missed out on, what you felt like you missed out
The
on.
job opportunities?
Yeah, I need specifics. You know, if you're taking a step back by taking on this job, you know, and your mentor is like, no, you're better than that. This is what you want to do. So let me kind of guide you in the right direction. And you're like, you're regretting it because you felt it was a stepping stone. Like, I kind of need to know that kind of information. So going blindly like this, like, should you look for a new mentor? Well, did you talk to them first? Did you tell them that you feel like sometimes you're being misguided, that you're not being met with optimism?
Are you asking why they think you should skip an opportunity?
Right. Are you capable of making decisions for yourself after you get that guidance? And are you capable of making decisions on your own following that guidance from your mentor? You know what I mean?
Or you just going in blindly, like, no, you know,
well,
if I were you,
said,
oh, okay, you're right. I'm just going to completely not do that because they just said no.
Yeah, that has to play heavily into this and your decision to find another mentor. It also depends on what kind of a mentor it is. Is it a family member? Is it a teacher? Is it somebody that you literally sought out to be a mentor? Like, did they know that they're your mentor? You know what I mean?
Is this a non-consenting relationship?
It's like, you know, it's not. Ina Garten doesn't know that she's my idol. You know, so I'm gonna find a new idol. Ina Garten used celery, like,
right?
No, you know. So that's where
that's a good point.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think finding a new mentor might be hasty. If that information, if those conversations haven't been had yet, that's all I can say.
I think I agree and I don't agree to an extent.
I was hoping you'd say, I agree and let me add ...
Well, I agree, but let me add that I think not everybody is like, what's the right word I'm looking for? Conscious, or if you go find a new therapist and you're going through and you're just like, this is like just not a fit for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think people are conscious of, like, it's okay if you don't like your therapist. You have to have a vibe. You have to have a connection.
I certainly agree. I agree.
What's that word? Connection, a flow,
chemistry,
yeah. Whatever you want to call it. Like, that's important.
I 100% agree.
You know what I mean? And I feel like it's the same with all these types of cases, not just specifically your therapist, but anybody that you would look to for advice or be open to learning from or whatever. Like, I feel like people they're just like, I tried therapy once and it was fucking whack.
Yeah. Oh, we know
and then
those
that's
people.
it. And they never go to therapy again.
Right. And
when it's like, I'm sorry, you're not just, we don't mesh or whatever it is. I disagree with some of your feelings, or like the way you would go about things isn't how I would. And like, we don't really think about this stuff that like we can, when we date, we go out, things don't click. They don't mesh. You like to have wine with your dinner. They think absolutely not. Like, these are things that we consider.
Right.
And if it doesn't work out, then we go to the next one.
Right.
But I feel like for like these types of situations, therapy and people like that, it's like we don't keep trying until we find the one that we click with.
It's like we want the answer.
We think they're all the same.
We finally subscribe to the idea of mentorship or therapy, and this is the right path. So you must have the answer.
Right. And we weren't a fit. So now all therapists are put into one. Now
they're all whack. They're all garbage. They're all trash.
Therapy is pointless. And it's like, no, we don't think about maybe you just need somebody that you mesh with.
Yeah, there's no one application.
Because therapists are still humans.
Yeah.
They still have their own feelings and thoughts and personalities and these things. And it's like dating. Therapy is like dating.
It's like dating. Actually, I've heard that. It is just like dating.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I was being clever.
No, I've actually heard that. I mean, Steph, I've never heard that before. That is such a great analogy.
Thank you so much. I thought I was like, totally, you were going to be like, oh my God, Beth, that's so fucking true.
But it is just like that.
You just called me Steph.
So was that mentorship, like
cut and rewind.
Rewind and cut.
Steph. That didn't even sound right.
Did I say Steph?
You did.
I need a drink.
You do.
I'm doing it. Biff. What was I saying?
Therapy and mentorship are.
Yeah. They're literally, maybe that's it. You know, they're just like anything else, a relationship, you know, a person-to-person relationship. There's no textbook that says therapy is done the right way, this way or that way. Right. There's no textbook that says a mentorship or a mentor needs to act in this capacity or this capacity or this way or this way. Everyone's going to put their own application there. It's all theory, all of life, unless you like need precise measurements like science and baking and all things like that.
Right.
It's all theory. Mm-hmm. It's all about learning the basics for your own application, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, you've got to ride a lot of different horses on the carousel before you find the right one.
Yeah, let's see what they say.
Yeah, because this, I mean, what's our final response?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Do you think it's time that I find a new mentor, or should I continue to trust our advice? If you're having regrets about things that you did or didn't do based off of advice that was given to you, mm-hmm. you either need to speak up and say, look, that doesn't resonate with me. And they're like, oh, all right, you're right. So maybe we do go ahead and try it or whatever. Or you do just go find a new mentor.
Yeah.
That you do vibe with.
Your mentor is your guide. That's it. They are not your boss, your president, your dictator, nothing. They're your guide. So your input is valid and your input matters, and your destination, your not your destination, but your end game should be the only point of interest between the two of you in a formal mentorship.
Yeah.
But I mean, response.
Yeah, I agree. Dear mentee, sounds like it's time for you to expand your mentorship pool. You may not need to walk away from your current mentor, as she does have insights about how things have been done that may be wise to have in your toolbox, but you need someone who is more familiar with the way your industry works today. Look around to see who stands out in your field and reach out to that person to see if you can begin a conversation. Establishing a relationship with a mentor can take time. Be patient and strategic as you look to identify someone to fill that role. Meanwhile, remember that in the end, you have to make your own decisions.
We hit that.
It is smart to listen to counsel from people you respect, but the way to reduce your regrets is to evaluate the advice you are given against your own personal and professional yardstick and make your own decisions. Your mentor cannot do that for you.
Biff, we hit that.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah.
We hit that real good.
Literally.
And I don't disagree with any of that.
No, either.
That was very good, Harriette. What was Harriette's last name?
Harriette Cole.
Harriette Cole.
Yes.
Good job, Harriette Cole.
Yes.
Okay. Next one.
Next one is from October 19th, 2021.
Hey, the day before my birthday.
You're a lie. Birthday's not October.
I'm a lie.
Yeah, your birthday's not October.
It's October. It's been October for the last 35, going on 36 years.
Right, but not for the last 20, going on 25 years.
Right. So sorry.
Oh, man, finish that sip.
Mm-mm.
Partner is not supportive after eating disorder disclosure.
Cut him. He sucks. They suck. She sucks. Whoever, they suck.
Yeah, all of them.
Yep.
Dear Harriette, I opened up to my partner about my eating disorder and I did not get the supportive response I wanted. I have silently struggled with my eating disorder for years, so telling my partner about it was a huge deal. When I told them, their response was underwhelming, to say the least. They encouraged me to start working out and find a diet plan that works for me. They didn't say anything about how I need to love and accept myself for who I am and how there's nothing wrong with me. I was disheartened by their response and a bit triggered. Am I wrong to feel so hurt by that sort of response? Signed, Opening Up. That wasn't maybe necessarily cut-worthy. I think immediately it's like, how do I navigate this? What is okay? What isn't okay?
On the part of the partner?
Yes.
Okay.
Being told this.
Yep.
With not necessarily having much insight or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a matter of like, how do I navigate through this?
Not knowing how to
how do I
react to something like this, if it's appropriate to react in real time.
What could be hurtful for me to say?
You've got to use that to kind of balance your reaction, I guess, right? Like a measured reaction on, or the way that you anticipate their reaction. You've got to measure that, because you don't know what people are going to say. You don't know what people's stances are, if they're educated, if they know anything at all. This one's hard for me. In terms of not being supportive, this is, I don't know, Beth.
I know it was tricky for me too, because I wouldn't describe that as not supportive. You literally listed things that they like suggested.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So for me, that is supportive.
I see what you're saying.
They encouraged me to start working out and find a diet plan that works for me. They didn't say anything about how I need to love and accept myself. Like, I feel like...
Well, the expectation put on another person to make you feel better about yourself is a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I understand
I think that's
where that's coming from.
Yeah.
But that's a lot. The person's response to tell you to work out or whatever. I don't need to know what the specifics are, what type of eating disorder this is. Binging and purging, bulimia. Is it anorexia? Is it someone who overeats? Whatever. You know, like I don't need to know that. But I think in context, it would help a little bit, because if they're telling you to work out, and well, I guess it works either way. So I retract all of that. It works. I just talked myself into a different answer.
Well, then I'm not needed here.
You're useless. it's not necessary to kind of know all the context. The person's offering solutions when you're looking for support. So I think that's the first thing you need to communicate with them. And you and I did a recording earlier today where we kind of talked about this. Like sometimes you don't need action. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen to you, and you need that support and that validation.
The validation is huge.
And that's huge, right? So you don't need somebody who's going to try to fix it or provide you a way to fix it. You need somebody to have that, give you that sort of support. And this person, may not be versed in the right way to handle this type of information, right? But they may also have never been in a place where they needed to provide that level of support. They may not know how to. I think the benefit of the doubt matters here, especially if it's somebody who's never dealt with a partner with eating disorders or any type of psychological disorder, et cetera, in general.
Yeah.
Because I think the disorders are different, but if somebody didn't know how to handle my generalized anxiety disorder, right? And I shared that with them, and they said, well, you really need to like trust you and believe in you and love yourself more and all this other stuff. I'd be like, that's great. I've heard this from everybody and everyone.
Do I need to pay you for this session too?
Yep, right. Exactly. Or am I going to be like, well, did you, they have grounding methods for that. So let's work on grounding. Whenever you feel that, just ignore the anxiety. You just got to ground yourself and make sure like, okay, fine. You don't know how to handle that. Like, great. I know how to ground myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of like, there's no right answer. There isn't. You're either going to be like, I've heard this already, or you're telling because you want some compassion for some reason.
Yeah.
And in that case, it's kind of reevaluating why you told him in the first place.
Right.
But based on the information that we have, I would say, talk to him, right? Is she asking?
Well, what jumped for me is like, so I have more, being that I'm in school for psychology, so I'm learning about disorders and stuff, but.
You liar, you are not.
I know, I knew this shit before school, long before school.
Very valid.
But so when the day-to-day person thinks about, especially like an eating disorder, we pretty much assume that like you're unhappy with the way you look. Right. We know that eating disorders stem from deeper things than just physical appearance.
Yep.
But to the day-to-day person, you think you're too fat. You think you're too skinny. You think your body should look like this. You think your body should look like that, right? Like that's where we typically just think that eating disorders come from.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're telling somebody who's probably never knowingly been around somebody with an open eating disorder, and you tell them that you have one, they're probably going to assume that it's because you're unhappy with some sort of physical aspect of yourself, right? So I think for me, I'm not going to start talking to you about like, well, you look fine the way you are. Because you just told me like you have a whole eating disorder.
And to you,
because
that's something.
Because you don't think or feel that you look fine the way you are. So I'm not about to sit here and tell you that you do.
Right.
So I don't know what to tell you because I want to tell you that, babe, what? You have the perfect body. Like, I'm not going to say that because you're battling this shit actively. Right. So like, how else do I gently support you in this? I don't know what the fuck to say to you. What do I say? I'm so fucking sorry.
I know.
Do you want to go get dinner? But
I know exactly what you're saying.
Like, I feel like they probably didn't know how else to support you other than these things.
Yeah, some people just don't know how to respond to information or things like that. I'm not going
to tell you like, oh, stop, you're just calling yourself fat. You know you're not.
We see this a lot.
You just think you're fat. You're not. Or, you know what I mean?
We see this a lot in our society where there's, especially in woke culture, which I'm not totally opposed to, but I'm not totally for with woke culture, the way that it is, where, you should know what anxiety disorder is. You should know how to address people with anxiety disorder. You should know what gender identity is. And you should know how people identify, and you should respect that. Like, there are certain levels of that I agree with, right? But if somebody doesn't know how to address another person based on what they're going through or who they are, or doesn't know how to treat them in that way, the assumption shouldn't be you're canceled. The assumption shouldn't be you don't know what you're doing. The assumption should be maybe you're just not educated about the subject. You've never been exposed to it. This is a consideration we need to take for everything.
Being educated on something and being exposed to it are two super different things.
Well, how about being ignorant to it and just not knowing are two totally separate things?
Oh, for sure. But even still,
I mean?
if we educate ourselves to disorders in any kind, mental, physical, whatever, we're still not going to, if somebody comes to us and we're like, we have schizophrenia,
you're not going to know in that moment.
Even
are you
though
going to go back and go through your education?
Right. But I've never been around this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to expect from it, no matter how much I read up on it.
Yep.
So I think there's still a difference. Like, yeah, sure.
Agreed.
We do need to always be educated on everything in our life.
Well, we should try.
But that doesn't
but it doesn't, what it doesn't
that
do.
doesn't take place for experience.
Right. I agree with you 100%. I think that, but on the other side of it, it's like it's not fair to expect that of other people.
Absolutely.
When there hasn't been that exposure, when there hasn't been that experience.
Right.
You know, like I've never lost anyone in my life, knock on wood. I still to this day don't know what the right thing is to say to somebody that does. What's the proper thing to do? Say. My default answer when I don't know what to do or what the response should be is, how can I support you? Mm. Is there anything I can do?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because that's all I can do. In my ability and my capability as a human being, a compassionate human being, I can offer you an ear, I can offer you emotional support, and I can ask you what I can do for you. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
Especially if you're saying there's nothing I can do.
Right.
You know, if you're just coming to me to tell me because we're close and you just want to disclose something to me about you that you think I should know about you, my response needs to be, I'm so sorry you're going through this, or, you know, I can't say that I understand, but I am definitely here to support you. What can I do to help you through this? Or is there anything that I can do better to help you through this?
Yeah.
That's huge. That's important. That matters. It's validating them, but it's also letting them know that you're there, you're listening. And that's it. That's all you need to do at that point.
I cannot stress enough how much validating somebody fucking does. If you agree, don't agree, if you know what they're talking about, you could have no fucking clue what they're even talking about. And you just simply saying like, yeah, I get it. Or I'm fucking sorry. Or you're like, I totally friggin' hear you. Right? Like, that's all you have to fucking do.
The reward on validating someone, not that there should be. Ends. Not that there should be, but the reward is understanding.
It's just bizarre how far a simple little tiny, that really does sound super fucking shitty. I understand.
Or just, I'm listening. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're so
active listening.
Right.
That's acknowledgement. That's validation.
Like men.
She's looking at the camera.
I'm telling you.
Tell them, Beth.
The next time your wife starts nagging at you and you look at her and you say, yeah, I totally fucking hear what you're saying, she's probably going to throw her hair in a ponytail. And it's not going to be to start swinging on you. Okay? Like.
That's just her being done.
No, that's her about to drop to her knees.
Oh.
If I'm nagging at you and you stop and you validate what I'm nagging.
Oh.
I'm throwing my hair in a
connecting the dots.
Yeah. You don't have a ponytail to throw your hair in?
That's probably.
Right. Okay. So I think for every situation, that's it. That's all we need is some sort of validation. And I feel like probably for this situation, I think that was probably their best way of trying to validate me without knowing how to navigate this. I don't know what they were looking for their partner to say back to them is a little bit telling. And you mentioned this.
Yes, because that's literally you looking.
They didn't say anything about how I need to love and accept myself for who I am and how there's nothing wrong with me. Like that.
I agree that
you,
should have
like,
kind of been a response, but I also don't agree that that's what you were expecting.
Like, you were only giving information to get
Sympathy.
this answer back.
Yeah.
For you to get. So, I don't know.
That bothers me a little bit. There's motive there. And it's a little...
Like, that's very
specific. I don't want to be canceled. I just want to be totally honest and forthright. There's a little of manipulation there.
That's just
a
really
tiny
specific.
Bit. Yeah.
It wasn't any, like, he didn't even tell me, like, he's sorry or, like, he, wow, that must be very friggin' hard or difficult or challenging to live with, or I'm so sorry you've gotten here. Right. Or, no, this was very specific.
Like, you're beautiful
he
inside and out.
He didn't tell me that, like, nothing is wrong with me or that I just need to, that I'm okay the way I am. He didn't tell me those things, right? Like, he probably didn't know what the fuck to tell you, first of all.
And to this writer, we're not against what you're saying. We're just going off of the information we have.
People feel loved and supported in so many different ways.
Absolutely. And maybe you need that type of validation from your person.
Words of affirmation.
You kind of need that, and it is what it is. Or maybe there's some sort of insecurity in some respect.
Hold it against him that he didn't use the words that you were looking for.
It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. The partner is not supportive after eating disorder disclosure. Like, they are.
It's not fair.
They weren't just like, get over it.
Yeah. They responded with the way they knew how to.
Yeah.
The only way they saw was the right way. And that's, yeah, I agree with you. This is the only...
Yeah, because it's touchy. Eating disorders. We think about you obviously aren't comfortable with the way you look, with the way you feel, like whatever it is. So what the fuck?
Right.
I'm not about to tell you, what do you mean? You look fine.
But I mean, his answer, I still think his answer could have been a little bit more compassionate.
I agree.
Right.
But I wouldn't say he's not supportive.
We wouldn't say his answer came out of malice, right?
Yeah. Let's see what Harriette says. Dear Opening Up, congratulations on opening up about a sensitive topic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry that your partner didn't understand how to respond to you. That does not mean that they are uncaring. It likely means that they may not know much about eating disorders and were therefore ill-equipped to say the words that would resonate well with you. You know that your favorite things are to say in his type of coming out because you have been struggling with your eating disorder for some time. It sounds like either through reading or some professional intervention, you have learned that the cure is more about self-love and acceptance than anything else. Your partner probably doesn't know that. What you may want to do is open up a bit more, share what you can about your journey, the difficulties, the highs, the lows, and where you are now. You can also refer your partner to some reading to help them understand your condition better. The end.
Perfect.
Exactly what we said again.
Only we made it way longer.
We always do.
We always do. That was great.
That was a good one.
That is a really touchy subject for so many people. I know that when I heard that, I was like, oh.
Yeah, when I saw
at least for
title,
myself,
I was like,
Yeah. Do you have one more?
I do.
We have a little bit of time.
Okay. Former bully tries to make nice.
Oy.
September 8th, 2021.
Cut him. With your words.
Or not.
Or not.
Dear Harriette, a girl who used to go out of her way to be rude to me is now trying to be my friend on social media. I've never been one to hold a grudge, but I do remember how awful she used to make me feel for no reason at all. Do you think she may have ulterior motives by trying to be friends all these years later? Or could it be guilt? Friends with old bully.
Atonement.
Guilt.
Trying to make up for the past. I grew up. I have kids. I'm in AA. The reasons are plenty. Endless. And they're abound. But just because that they're extending a hand does not mean you need to accept it.
True.
Right?
True.
You can say, if they come up and they say, I'm sorry for all the ways I treated you in high school and yada, 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 it's a thank you. or, you know, or you turn around and you ignore them, but thank you is the adult response. And then you carry on with your life.
Go about your day, yeah.
If they're trying to forge a relationship with you and you don't want to, you need to be a grown up and say, I don't want to.
Right.
No, thank you.
Right.
No, thank you. Just like you teach me no, thank you.
No, thank you. We don't spit in people's eyeballs anymore.
And expect them to like us.
Right. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
So,
Did I cover it?
ironically, the story we were telling in the beginning of this episode with the redheads, I actually apologized to one of them years and years later.
Oh, really? Oh.
I didn't.
I knew you apologized to someone. I didn't know it was them.
Yeah. One of them.
The one who was embarrassed by it.
No, actually.
No.
I didn't. That's a different story.
Oh.
Anyways, so I was, you know, I was not the greatest person in high school. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a bully, but I was definitely a bitch. Right? So, so that particular situation, I wasn't trying to embarrass them per se. I genuinely was curious.
Yeah. And you had no filter back then.
I'm not asking you in front of the entire class to embarrass you. I'm asking you because it just came into my head and now I need the answer.
Right.
So wait, is that true? Right. So it wasn't until way later when I was I think ironically enough, he had added me on Facebook or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
so I
weird.
accepted it, and then I think it was just sometime after that I had seen a post or something. So I was like, remember that time you told me that your curtains do match?
The carpet does match.
Yes, the carpet matches the drapes. Like, my bad, you know? And they were like, oh, dude, no big deal at all. Like, so I probably apologized to the wrong one because he was the one that was like, yes, they do.
He turned around and he was like, of course.
They both, yes, too. They both, yeah.
But the other person's a different story too, right?
Yeah.
That one goes a little bit deeper than
Yeah, for sure. But, yeah, but I wouldn't have like had any ulterior motive to like, you came across people you may know and you're like, oh fuck, I do.
Yeah.
Because I fucking embarrassed you in 7th grade in math class. Like, let me just let you know my bad. Like, I didn't forget about that. Or whatever.
Like, I'm not necessarily like trying to hang out every day.
Yeah.
But, like,
I'm just letting you know I'm acknowledging that I was a piece of shit in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's way easier to do that on social media than when I see you at the grocery store.
Yeah.
So I don't
think that this
what
is
would
all
be your
coming
ulterior
from,
motive?
I know. You know, like, are
Years
you the head of the
later,
PTA and their
like-
kid can get into something? Or you
True,
you
right?
know what I
true.
mean? But that's not I'm not getting any of that. This is just somebody who's like,
You came up in my people you should know, and you're like,
Right.
oh fuck, I do know them.
Yep.
Matter of fact.
yep, and you can accept or decline.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's it. It's as simple as that.
Even if they had an ulterior motive, you just saying like, oh, thank you for apologizing or whatever, that's not gonna.
And then if they push it, just being like, I'm not
Just-
really interested in getting anything
Or just start
more out of this
responding.
relationship. Yeah.
I'm curious what the answer is.
Yeah, I
Do you have
am
more
too.
to say?
I don't think I can. I think we've actually said everything.
There's literally no other.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, they didn't mention any other things that would like. Oh, maybe it is ulterior motive. You know what I mean?
There was nothing that would lend to that. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm a substitute teacher at their kid's school.
Right
Or-
now, my
or I'm
child and their
kid's
child are
teacher.
friends. Or
Yeah. None of that.
All right, let's see. Dear friends with old bully, you do not have to befriend this woman. At the same time, you can take a look at her social media posts to get a sense of what type of person she has become. What are her posts like? Is she kind and thoughtful, mean and snarky, extremely outgoing, thoughtful? What is her online persona like? Get a sense of who she is and how she interacts with people before you make a decision. I say this because kids do grow up, and sometimes their bad behaviors do not make the journey to adulthood with them. I know this firsthand. There was a girl at my school when I was a child who was very mean to me. She teased me all the time about every little thing. I felt like I was her target, and I didn't like that. I moved away and built my life, and all was fine. Then I realized that she had become good friends with my sister. I couldn't believe it at first. As I observed, I saw how she had become a very kind, upbeat, and thoughtful woman. Chances are she doesn't even remember how she used to treat me. While I will not say that she and I are friends now, we are friendly, and we are quote-unquote friends on social media. I never had to say a word to her about the past. Evaluate your situation as an adult. This will help you decide if you should be allowed to join your online friends circle or not.
Yeah, I think we kind of left out that, like, see what kind of person they are now. And,
yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't either. But I don't think it's absolutely necessary either. You're obviously harboring some sort of feeling for it. If you feel strongly enough about it, it doesn't warrant you going into
if you don't even know if they're genuinely apologizing to you or not, like...
Yeah, if you don't feel
probably
that.
Not somebody you need to be a friend with.
Sometimes it's okay to trust your instinct.
That part.
Yeah. Those were fun.
Yeah.
Good old Harriette.
I liked her responses.
I did, because she matched with us.
She matched with us, but she also was short and to the point.
Yeah, it's true. I found that You Express has a couple of other advice columnists that maybe we want to look at going forward.
Oh, good to know.
Yes, but I do miss some of our regulars, so...
Always.
Yes.
Especially Prudy.
Oh, I love Prudy so much. And Carolyn.
And
Kiki.
I do love
Who
Kiki.
doesn't love Kiki? That's the show that we have for you guys today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you stick around for the fun things that we have coming up for you.
You're not
we have
gonna
some
wanna
fun
miss
things.
it.
No. And more. And that's it. And honestly, please, for the love of everything good and holy, send us your questions, comments, and all your concerns. We want to know what you want
And
advice
your wine.
on. And your wine.
We're running out of... We're pulling bottles out of our ass here.
I don't think that that's totally accurate, but yes, send us your wine recommendations. Please, not too sweet, we'll die, but we'll try it maybe.
We will.
And send us.
We've drank worse.
Send us your questions. We want to give you some advice too. You know, at your.
Yeah, we've proved ourselves.
I think so.
We've never been way off.
We haven't been canceled yet.
Well, we haven't been canceled yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's at your own, what is it?
Risk?
Yeah, that's it. That's the word I was looking for. Shit. Well, I know all the big words.
That's true. It's very fucking
God
true.
damn it. Send us your questions, comments, and all your concerns. illadvisedthepodcast@gmail.com. Or you can find us online at illadvisedthepodcast.com.
And also on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook. Ill-advised the podcast.
Look at you, Biff, moving on up past the Twitter.
I know. It's because you said it in the beginning.
Is that? It was like a warning. You'll get
Twitter.
lashings if you say Twitter.
No Twitter.
No Twitter.
Right now.
Okay. And you guys are fantastic. You're wonderful. Thank you for all of your support. We love you so, so much. And thank you for listening.
You've been ill-advised.